Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
My voice is clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, up to this, what are the practicals you covered? Practical 1?
Meteorological instrument and maintenance.
Yeah, then second one?
Identification of monocot, dicot, fertilizers.
Yeah, good. Then third one?
Land preparation.
Yeah. The 3 practical notes were uploaded, no? In the LMS?
Yes.
Yeah, attentions are also already uploaded. Okay, better to check these notes and write the practical. Okay, then today we will see about, is that slide is clear?
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay. Today the practical number 4, identifications of nutrient deficiency and toxicity in plants. Okay, from this title, anyone have any idea? What are you going to study? What are the things you are going to study? Anyone?
So lack of nutrition, the plants leaves get diseases and scratches.
Yeah, what are the, yeah. Here in this title, you are going to study about these nutrients and what are the nutrients that are needed for the plant's growth and development. At the same time, so what are the symptoms for the deficiency and toxicity? Okay, these are the things you studied here. These are the objective of this study. Then, first we will see. Okay, what is plant nutrition? Anyone? Plant nutrient without seeing these slides. Plant nutrition. Okay, these plant nutrients are any chemical elements that are essential and nourishments of plant growth, health. Okay, with these plant nutrients are the chemical elements that are needed for in each and every growth parameters of this growth. Okay, whether it's a vegetative growth or the reproductive growth or flowering stage, there are some elements which are needed for these growth. Okay, for these essential nutrients, they are essential nutrients. These nutrients are, without these nutrients, plant cannot be survived. Okay, the production of the plant is reduced. Okay, these are the importance of plant nutrition in the growth and or yield performance or plant cycle or whatever. Okay, you have to know the plant, what is plant nutrition, at the same time the importance of plant nutrition. Okay, in the biology you studied, in the A level you studied, no, what are the plant nutritions and the characteristic of plant nutrition, like that. Okay, these normally plants require 16 essential elements. Okay, as you already know, these carbon, nitrogen, oxygen are derived from atmosphere and soil water. They are obtaining from this atmosphere or soil or water to the plant. Okay, these carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. These are called as, they are a specific name. Anyone? For these carbon, nitrogen, oxygen.
Macroelements.
What?
Macroelements.
Yeah, they are the macro elements. In that macro elements, these 3 having the special name.
Essential elements.
Essential elements. Okay, there are 16 essential elements, essential nutrients. In that, these carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, they are called as non-mineral element. Okay? They are called as non-mineral elements. Okay? Other than these, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. Anyone? What are the other 13 essential elements? Can you list some?
Nitrogen, phosphorus,
Yeah, good.
potassium,
Yeah,
calcium,
calcium, magnesium. Any macro elements? Yeah, yeah.
Manganese.
Like that, there are 13. Yeah, good. Okay, like that, there are 13 essential elements and 13 essential elements which have been supplied to the plant by your applications of organic or inorganic fertilizers or organic matter or soil minerals. From the soil minerals, it can be obtained or the organic matter or organic inorganic fertilizers. They are the source of these nutrients. Okay? What are the source of these nutrients? You have to know. Okay? What are the ways you are applying these essential nutrients to the plants? What are the ways? You can apply by the fertilizers and from soil minerals and from soil organic matter, also even from the atmosphere, soil, water. Okay? Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Then in these essential plant nutrients, the 16 can be divided by two, macro and micro. Okay, anyone? What is macro? What is micro? Okay, I will ask because these are the things you already know, no? Sindhuja Balendra. What is macro and what is micro? First, you tell what is macro.
the elements which are required more than 0.01 percentage for the growth of plants.
Yeah, they are the ones which are needed high amount than micro for the growth from the growth or yield. Okay, without them, plant can't finish its life cycle. Okay, good. Then micro nutrients. Anyone? Sajida. Sajita was Sajida.
The nutrients needed less than 0.01 percentage to the plant.
Yeah, good. Okay, these are the nutrients which are needed for the plants in less amount. Okay. In these microelements can further divided into primary macronutrients and secondary macronutrients. Okay. These primary macronutrients are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. And secondary macro are calcium, magnesium, sulfur. And the micronutrients are boron, chloride, sepo. Like that, you have to know these micronutrients, examples, and then we will see what are the main things you have to focus. Okay? Up to this, okay. Up to this, okay? Okay. Okay. Here we will see what are the nutrients elements, symbol, the notation symbol, and the source from which it can be obtained to the plant, and chemical form of the utilizing form. Okay, there are several forms, but in a certain form only plant can absorb. Isn't it? Yes. Okay. First, carbon, it can be noticed in C, capital C, block. You have to be consider about this capital symbol. Okay, that's the thing. Then that's a basic thing you know. From that, carbon can be obtained from the water as well as the air, and CO2 is the form of the absorption, and oxygen, like that. These are the simple things you know now. And in this case, you have to be consider about nitrogen can be obtained from NH4 plus at the same time NO3 minus. Okay, in both anion and cation. Then potassium K plus, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. There are several forms you have to be considered. Then in these micros one, micronutrients also iron, Fe2 plus, and magnesium, boron. These things we have to know. Okay. And nutrient deficiency. Anyone? What is nutrient deficiency? Deficiency word?
Lack of nutrients.
Yeah, good. Lack of nutrients. Okay. How can you identify the one plant whether it's that's lack of nutrients or excess of nutrients? Excess of nutrients called as excess of nutrients. Anyone? Lack of nutrient deficiency. Excess of nutrients. Okay, we will see. Then in the nutrient deficiency, already we discussed these nutrients are important for the for the plant, but in a certain amount they are need to be in the plant, available to the plant. Okay, if it is below the minimum level, okay, you have to be consider about the minimum. Okay, it is below to the minimum level, plant going to show symptoms for the deficiency. Okay, from these symptoms, there are specifically you can notice by these symptoms. Sorry. Okay, from that you can identify what is the nutrient deficiency. From that you can supply the nutrients to the plant. Okay, when the concentrations of an essential element is low enough, the yield of plant severely reduced and distinct deficiency symptoms are visible. Okay, if the plant are going a prolonged period of time for the certain nutrient deficiency, definitely the plant will be die and the yield will be reduced. Okay, you can get the yield if it is moderately or the slightly deficiency symptom. You can get the yield even though the comparatively yield is less. Okay, then causes of nutrient deficiency. First, the main cause, okay, very low level of nutrient in the soil. If the soil is having the less amount of nutrients, the soil is not in a fertile condition. Okay, if you are cultivating these soil to the plants, definitely they are for the lack for the nutrients. Okay, at the same time, another reason for the nutrient deficiency is if it is soil having all the nutrients, okay, but it is not in a readily available form. Okay, if the soil having the nitrogen, okay, we ensure that soil having the nitrogen, total nitrogen it having, but it should be in a NH4 plus or NaO3 minus form. If it is only in this form, only plant can absorb. Okay, what are the causes of nutrient deficiency to the plant? What are the causes? Deepika.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what are the causes of nutrient deficiency?
Yellowing,
Can you please talk slightly loudly because I can't hear.
yellowing, dead lessons.
No, I am asking causes of nutrient deficiency.
Sorry, ma'am.
Anyone? Causes of nutrient deficiency?
Very low level of nutrition in the soil.
Yeah, good.
Nutrients are not available in suitable forms.
Form, good. Okay, this is the slide. This that's why I told now now the slide is visible for this answer. But you are not telling, no? Okay. Deficiency symptoms are, okay, if the plant is undergo the deficiency, you can identify from the yellowing. Okay, normally plants, the chlorophyll content plant are what in color? Green in color. If it is changed to the yellowing, there will be deficiency symptoms. At the same time, you can ensure that all the yellowing are deficiency. You can't. Okay. What is the main yellowing disease which is occurred in black gram? Anyone? But one virus disease.
Yellow mosaic virus.
Good. Okay. Because all the symptoms, if you are seeing yellowing in the plant, you can't tell whether it's having the nutrient deficiency. It may having the nutrient deficiency at the same time. It can also caused by the disease one. Okay. And you can, if it is nutrient deficiency in a severe condition, plants may be lost. You lost your plant, and there will be some wounded materials or scratch or like lesions you can see, and malformation, standard growth. If your plants are going less growth rate, okay, not in a proper height for this age, okay, that means standard growth. Okay, from that you can identify, or you can get the idea whether your plant are in a deficiency symptoms or it is having a problem like that. You can identify. Okay, then we will move to the next slide. Okay, nutrient toxicity. Anyone, what is toxicity?
Poison.
Poisoning. Are there any other answers?
The pH value is determining the toxicity.
Toxicity can be caused by pH value. I am asking what is toxicity?
They affect the plant growth.
Yeah, affect the plant growth. These situations affect the plant growth. Okay, toxicity means first you studied now there is a minimum level or certain optimum level. Below that, what is it? If it is nutrients below the optimum level, the situation called as
Deficiency.
deficiency. If it is higher than the certain amount, okay, that's called as nutrient toxicity. Now clear? What is toxicity?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, clear. A plant needed in a certain amount if the nutrients are above a certain amount, the high level. If it is there, that condition is called as nutrient toxicity. One boy also solved pH. From the pH deviations or other management practices, toxicity can be occurred. Okay? Certain plant nutrients, when available in an excess, absorbed by the plant in a large quantity and causing toxic effect. Okay, due to the large quantity and due to the large quantity in the soil at the same time, it also absorbed by the plants in maximum level. Okay, these situations is called as nutrient toxicity. You can also see this nutrient toxicity in your plants if you are applying over fertilization. Okay, nowadays farmers are giving higher fertilizer requirement, higher fertilizer application to the plant for getting the maximum yield, but they can't get the yield if it is up to the certain level. Toxicity obtained, definitely plant can't survive. Okay, toxic effect is more likely to occur in a particle with micronutrients because they are required by the plant in a very small quantity. Okay, it is more normally we study this toxicity. Normally, commonly we are studying related to the micronutrients because they are needed to the plants in a small quantity, very small quantity. Okay, if it is excess to this available, this required level, definitely there will be a toxicity for these nutrients in the plant. Okay, normally these micronutrients you can see. Toxicity of nutrients affect the normal growth and development of the plant. Okay, farmers are thinking if they are fertilizing these nutrients in a higher level, definitely they can get the maximum yield like that. But if the toxicity occurs, definitely you lost your field. Okay, causes of nutrient toxicity: salinity, acidity, and higher fertilizer application. Some soils are saline in nature. Some soils are acidic nature. Okay, due to these pH changes, some nutrients you will study in soil science in the following semesters. Okay, due to this nutrients availability in the some nutrients are not available in the salinic soil. Acidic soil, some nutrients are not available. So while these there are toxicity at the same time, there will be a loss of nutrients. Okay. Then, due to the higher fertilizer application, also toxicity can be caused. Okay, and then we will move to the another chapter. Up to this, what we studied? Up to this, what we studied? You can message me in the chat box if you are shy to talk while in the lectures. You can chat me. What are the main topics up to this we covered?
Nutrition deficiency and toxicity.
Toxicity and what are the nutrients and the classifications and how it classified. Okay, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, then we will move to the mobility of nutrients within the plant. Okay, the plant nutrients are divided into two according to their mobility within the plant's part. Okay, mobility, anyone. Mobility means, it's a new word for you. What's the meaning of mobility? Also mobile. In the case of mobile, also same meaning. Mobile?
Transportation.
Good. Transportation. Okay, some nutrients are transferred from the older part to younger part. Some nutrients can't. Okay, some nutrients are from the older leaves to the newly emerged leaf. It can be transported. And some of the nutrients are can't. Okay, according this, we are classify these highly mobilable nutrients and slowly mobile nutrients. Okay, highly means they can transport from the older one to new. Okay, we will see what are the nutrients and what is the. Okay, first, highly mobile nutrients: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, chlorine. Examples you have to know. And if you are knowing these nutrients, if you are knowing these are the nutrients for these highly and slowly, after that, while you are going to study in the following slide, you studied about the every nutrients, deficiency symptoms, and toxicity symptoms. From that, you can give an idea, roughly you can have an idea. Better to note these down. Okay, highly mobile nutrients. Commonly, these nutrients have ability to move from the older plant's part to younger plant's part or growing tips. Okay, from the older one to the newly emerged one, it can be moved. Okay, the deficiency symptoms of these are nutrients first seen in the older leaves. Okay, if it is moved from the older one to new plant, new plant part. Okay, from in which area the deficiency symptoms may occur?
Old leaves.
Old leaves. Why?
Because many amount of minerals are transferred to the new one.
Yeah, good. Okay, these type of questions um, you have to be answered in the practical return. Okay, I have the experience to answers. You have to be answers these why these macronutrient these mobile nutrients symptoms are occurred first. You can see in the older one. Like that, there will be questions here. You have to be answered like that. Okay, and slowly mobile nutrients. Okay, from the name, can anyone? What is the slowly mobile nutrients? Okay, refer. What's the slowly mobile nutrients? And you can the examples are calcium, Fe, Mn, boron. Commonly, these deficiency symptoms of these nutrients are first seen in either younger one or older one.
Younger one.
Younger one. Okay. First, you can see the younger leaves the symptoms, and because it's a slowly mobile in nature. Okay, because from the older leaves to if the nutrients from the older leaves to new leaf, if it is highly mobile, if it is available, the symptoms, the deficiency symptoms occurred in the older leaf. It is slowly available, definitely the deficiency symptoms will be occurred in younger leaves. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear.
Yes.
Okay, first we will see about this nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen. Anyone have an experience of these nitrogen fixations and nitrification? Some crops are fixing the nitrogen. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
especially legumes. Okay, they are fixing this nitrogen due to this characteristic of these legumes. Because they are good in this nitrogen fixation, you can intercrop with other crops to increase the nitrogen availability. By that, if you are intercropping these legumes crop with other crops, what is the advantage you are getting?
Free of nitrogen.
Yeah, increase the nitrogen. From that is that needed for the urea application?
No,
No.
it's small.
Small quantity. Good. If this urea application is reducted from the certain level, you can. Are you spending more money for the urea purchasing? No needed. No.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. Then the cost of production less. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. These are the things you are known. You can imagine what is if you are intercropping with legumes. What are the advantages? Urea application will be reduced, soil fertility will be increased, like that. These are the common questions. Okay. First, in the nitrogen fixation, transformations of atmospheric nitrogen to the available nitrogen form. Okay. From these rhizobium, acetobacter, whether it's symbiotic or non-symbiotic, it can be change these nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen to the available form. These nitrogen cycle you will be studied very explained in these biology sections or whether in agronomy. You will study what are the steps, what are the microbes, what are the certain temperature requirement, like that you study. Okay, the soil nitrification. Okay, from these from here, if in this soil nitrification, decomposition of organic methane, ammonium or nitrate from the plant residues, the by this decomposition, it can be changed into ammonium and then in the nitrate. Okay, this can be obtained by ammonifying and nitrifying bacteria. Okay, here from this chart, is this arrow visible? Okay, first from the plant residue, you can get these ammonium, NH4 plus. Okay, ammonifying, this is done by the ammonifying bacteria, and from the ammonium, nitrate and nitrite and nitrate. Okay, these are done by the nitrosomonas nitrobacter. Okay, these chart and these microorganism just for your explanation, easy understanding of this nitrogen, how it obtained to the plant, how it available to the plant. Okay, nitrogen functions in plant. Can anyone tell what's the function of nitrogen in the plant without seeing this slide? What is the function? Nitrogen is the main component for carbohydrates. No, it's the main component for the protein. You studied now these things in the A level?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Better to go through that notes if you are having these A level notes. Other than that, this one is enough to you. Okay. Component of protein, enzymes, amino acids, and nucleic acid. And in the case of plant, it is very major part of chlorable molecule which is necessary for the photosynthesis. Okay, chlorophyll necessary for the photosynthesis. Okay, then second one, while you are go for any soil quality assurance, you can frequently go the word CN ratio. What is CN ratio? The ratio between these carbon and nitrogen. Okay, if it is high CN ratio, plants become more reproductive. If it is low CN ratio, plants become more vegetative. Okay, these are the things for your additional knowledge. Okay, necessary component of several vitamins. Nitrogen improves the quality and quantity of dry matter in leafy vegetables, especially in the leafy vegetables. The quality and the quantity will be determined by this nitrogen and the protein in grain crops. Okay, and this nitrogen can increase this development of and growth rate of the plant. Okay, then plant nutrient and deficiency and toxicity symptoms. Here we will see. First, we will from following slide, you will see what's the nutrient function and what is the deficiency symptoms, what is the toxicity symptoms, and how can you overcome these from these problems. Okay. First, you studied about the nitrogen. In nitrogen, what's the source of the nitrification, and then you studied the function of the nitrogen. Then now you are going to study visual symptoms of nitrogen deficiency. Okay. First things you can notice in your plants, if it is your plants undergo the nitrogen deficiency, definitely light green to yellow appearance of leaves, especially in the older leaves. Okay, especially in the older leaves, you can see the yellowing, this yellowing, green to yellow color changing. Okay, why it is in the older leaves?
Because it is
Good. Okay, like that. First point, light green to yellow appearance will be observed, especially in the older leaves. And standard growth due to the nutrients, nitrogen deficiency, the vegetative growth will be reduced. Okay, because nitrogen is more needed for the vegetative growth. Okay, and the poor fruit form development. If the fruit development is poor, ultimately the yield and the quality of yield are less. Okay, these are the deficiency symptoms of the nitrogen. Okay, first one, the light green to yellow appearance, especially in the older leaf, standard growth, and then these standard growth and poor fruit development. If it is nitrogen deficiency in less in the plant, if the plant producing these grains or it having the lower protein content. Okay, from that also you can identify. Okay, my plant is undergo to the slight nitrogen deficiency. Okay, these are the symptoms of the nitrogen deficiency. And toxicity. Okay, dark green foliage which may be susceptible to lodging, drought, pest and disease invasion. Okay, if the foliage change in the dark green color, is nearby the toxicity. Okay, you have to know what's the deficiency symptoms and what's the toxicity symptoms. Okay, in this picture you can see now it's changed to green to yellow. Here the leaves are turned to dark green in color. Okay, then if your plant are going for these nutrient deficiency symptoms, definitely you need to be supply your plant with the nitrogen enriched fertilizers. Okay, in a recommended level. For this you can apply these ammonium nitrate, urea, or whether you can, if you are willing to apply these organic fertilizers instead of these inorganic one, you can apply these manure, plant residues and poultry manure, like that you can apply it, but it's a slow acting. Okay, from a certain after a certain period of time only you can cure your plant. Okay, that's the thing. Up to this, okay, what's the nutrient we studied? Nitrogen. Nitrogen, what's the functions of nitrogen and deficiency symptoms, toxicity symptoms, and how can you overcome these problems? Okay, if your plants having dark green in color, okay, definitely it's in a toxicity or deficiency.
Toxicity.
Toxicity. Okay, then if you're planting toxicity, it is good to apply nitrogen fertilizer further.
No, madam.
No, ma'am.
For the soil analysis and why it is high, what is the problem, like that you have to go for the soil testing. Okay, now we will see about this phosphorus. Okay, can anyone tell what are the functions of phosphorus? Phosphorus. Yeah, other than that, it's a main component of
Nucleic acid.
nucleic acid. Yeah, it's a main component of nucleic acid and proteins and ATP, like that is a main component. Okay, necessary for the cell development. These are the things I told. Necessary for the cell divisions and development of the plant. Stimulate, as a boy told, stimulate or needed for the root development. Okay, first in photosynthesis and respiration, phosphorus play a major role in energy storage and transfer as ADP to ATP. Phosphorus is a part of the RNA and DNA structures, which are essential major components of genetic information. Seeds have the highest concentrations of P in a mature plant, and this phosphorus is required in a large quantity in younger cells, and such as shoots and root tips, because in that place having the higher rate of cell division, because they are the growing part. Okay, then this phosphorus is needed for the root development, flower initiation, seed and fruit development. Okay, these are the functions of phosphorus. Phosphorus deficiency symptoms. Okay, first, if the plant undergo for the phosphorus deficiency, definitely you can see leaves may develop purple coloration and stunted plant growth and delay in plant development. Okay, normally if the plant undergo for this phosphorus deficiency, definitely there will be a purple coloration. Okay, if it is excess, also may cause micronutrient deficiency. Okay, it's also caused the micronutrient deficiency. From the pictures you can see. Okay, there will be chance for the purple coloration. Okay, if the plant is undergo for these phosphorus nutrient deficiency, you can any problem? Okay, fertilizer, if you can apply these superphosphate and these phosphorus utilizing fertilizers and potassium. Here also you have to know what are the functions of potassium. Okay, it is regulating the water by controlling opening of and closing of stomata. These things you studied now, the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. Studying or not in the A level? Studied.
Ma'am.
For that, you can frequently using this word K plus from here to here or high concentration to low concentration, like that. There will be conditions. Okay, so these potassium having an influence of in water regulating, and it's also play an important role in plant growth because it is an enzyme activator. Okay, it's an enzyme activator associated with these stomata opening and closing, and it promotes the translocation of these sugars, these photosynthesis of plant growth or storage in fruits, whether or roots. Okay, and it's if these Potassium have a show improve its disease resistance in plants. Okay, it can protect the plant from the disease one. Disease affected from the disease, it can protect your plants. Okay, these are the functions or importance of potassium in plants. Potassium deficiency. Okay, all the leaves turn yellow initially around the margin and die irregular fruit formation. Okay, all the leaves turn to yellow initially around the margin. Okay, around the margin, yellow turning will be color changing will be obtained and irregular fruit development. What is the deficiency symptoms of nitrogen?
All leaves turn yellow.
Good. Then what is the toxicity symptoms of nitrogen?
Dark green.
Then what is the deficiency symptoms of phosphorus? Purple coloration. Okay, because I am asking these questions because you have to be answer with a terminal, certain terms. Purple coloration, yellowing to yellow to green to yellow. Like that, you have to be answered. Okay, but the other standard growth, poor growth are common for all this nutrient deficiency. But these specifically symptoms you have to be noticed. Okay, if you are writing these words, that's enough for you getting marks. Okay. And if the plant undergo for this nutrient deficiency, you can protect your plant by the fertilizer applications. Okay. Here you can identify, you can get an idea what are the nutrient deficiency without seeing the last one. Can anyone? This second one. It is changed to yellow from normally the leaves are green in color. It's changed to yellow one. What's the nutrient deficiency?
Nitrogen, ma'am.
Nitrogen, ma'am.
Okay. If it is purple, it's a slight purple due to the photo that's not clear. Here that's somewhat dark purple coloration. Okay, from what is the nutrient deficiency?
Potassium.
Potassium.
Phosphorus. Yeah. Then here, all the symptoms, yellowing. So this is done by an experiment. This is from a research paper. From there, they are giving a situation for nitrogen deficiency and phosphorus, potassium. Here, this is for all deficiencies. If it is all deficiencies occurs, definitely there will be a yellowing. At the same time, overgrowth and leaf margin color change. All the symptoms will occur. Okay, these things for your identification experience. Then calcium deficiency. Okay, from now we are discussed about these nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Then we will move to the calcium. Calcium is the main component of calcium, but the function it's the main component of cell wall. Am I correct? Yeah, it's from here I will tell additionally you have to be in the discussion, you need to be notice the functions. Okay, calcium is for the cell wall, main component of cell wall, and improves the membrane stability and maintains chromosome structure. At the same time, it's an activator of enzymes, and it's maintaining this function of the plant cell. Okay, if it is plant undergo for the deficiency for the calcium, reduced growth and death of growing tips and poor fruit for development appearance will be, you can see, and leaves may be changed to cup shape or crinkled. Okay, these terminology are important. If the normally you can see these calcium deficiency highly in the cabbage plant. Okay. Then if the calcium deficiency in the tomato, this also from the research paper, if it is this tomato is undergo for the calcium deficiency. Okay, you can see poor fruit development. Am I correct? It's a poor fruit development due to the calcium deficiency. And magnesium. Anyone? Function of magnesium?
It is a main element of chlorophyll.
Good. Okay, it's the main element of chlorophyll. Okay, it's the main element of chlorophyll and it's activator of many enzymes at the same time promote and update translocations of phosphorus and helps help for the sugar movement from one place to another place. Okay, in the nutriency symptoms, the deficiency, if it is in the deficiency conditions, initially yellowing of all the leaves between leaf veins, okay, and spreading to younger leaves, younger leaves. Okay, initially you can see the yellowing uh, between the veins. Okay, here in this picture you can see these are the veins. These like a mark line veins. In between these veins you can see the yellowing. Okay, and there will be a from if it is for the if this nutrient deficiency in this fruit development, poor fruit development and production will be less. Okay, and if it is in the plant you can also see the weakened shoot. Okay, twigs are very weakened. Leaves are usually in the small in nature, small leaves formations. Okay, and they are curl in nature, curling upwards at the margin. Like that, there are several symptoms you can observe in maximum. Sorry, if it is in the magnesium deficiency, you can observe. Okay. Then sulfur deficiency. What's the function of sulfur? Sulfur is the main component of
Protein.
amino. Yeah, it's the main component of protein. Some you start A level you studied some amino acids and protein having the sulfur. Okay, like that, that's the importance. And at the same time, the sulfur is needed for the metabolic activities of vitamins and biotin and enzymes. Okay, and if it is in the deficiency, the plant in the sulfur deficiency, initially yellowing of jungle leaves spreading to the whole plant, restricted shoot growth and intermediate flowering. Okay, intermediate flowering also can be occurred if the plant undergo for the sulfur deficiency. If it is excess in nature, toxicity, premature dropping of leaves will be obtained. Okay, you can see here. Here, this is a normal plant. This plant is yellowing nature. Okay. Normally, all the whole plants change the yellowing one. This is by the sulfur deficiency. This there are several pictures in the department. You can in the spot you need to be identify what's the deficiency or toxicity symptoms. Okay, and if it is sulfur deficiency, also you can see that stems are stiff, woody, and small in diameter. The diameter of the stem is becoming small to the optimum level compared to the optimum level. Okay, then iron deficiency. Okay, anyone, what's the function of iron? Fe.
Enzyme activity.
Yeah, that's needed for the at the same time one important factor, one important function related to the photosynthesis.
Important to make chlorophyll.
Yeah, important for the formations and maintenance of chlorophyll. Okay, and a major component of these play an important role that major in these nutrient, these nucleic acid, and component of many enzymes. There are several functions by the iron. In the deficiency symptoms, you can see intervenial chlorosis. What do you mean by chlorosis? Chlorosis. The earlier slide we discussed, no?
Yellowing.
Yellowing. Yeah, I'm noticed. Okay, changing to green to yellow. Okay, in severe cases, entire leaves turn to yellow. If it is in a severe case for the prolonged period of time, or there are lack of this iron in the soil, there will be a chance for the changing to yellow. All the leaves will be changed to the yellow one. Okay, and if it is excess browning of leaves within the tiny brown spot, you can see the small brown spot in the leaves. If it is in excess amount, okay, copper deficiency. Okay, in this case also you have to know what's the functions of copper. Copper.
Activator of enzyme.
Activators, then promote the formations of vitamin A. This is a special. If I tell such function is necessary, okay, promote formation of vitamin A, and it's a component of many enzymes. Okay, these are the functions of copper. And if it is copper deficiency to the plants in the cereals, definitely yellowing and curling of leaf blades. Okay, you can see, underline the word curling of leaf blade. You can see here. I noticed this one. Okay, from here you can see curling of leaf blade. And if it is cereals, also the ear formations, ear production, the maize, you can go towards this ear, EAR. Ear formations also less. Poor grain quality, poor tillering also obtain whether if a plant undergo for the copper deficiency, especially in the cereals. Then if it is the forage grasses, young shoot tips and growing points are affected first. Then the plant is stunted or chlorotic. Okay, first these tips and younger parts are affected. Then normally the plant is a stunted growth in nature. Okay. Then this also obtained further from a research paper. Then chlorine deficiency. Okay, chlorosis of younger leaves and wilting of plant if it is a deficiency symptom. If it is toxicity, leaves with this burnt appearance, there will be a chance for the burnt appearance. From this picture, you can see these pictures available in the department. Then magnesium deficiency. Okay, yeah, you have to remember what's the importance of chlorine. Okay, the function of chlorine and magnesium. What is the function of magnesium? Sorry, manganese. Okay, prefer. What's the function of these manganese? This is also the importance for the enzymatic reactions, and it's activate the enzymes. Okay, for the new for these metabolic activities. And the deficiency, you can see these deficiency symptoms as intervenial yellowing or molting of young leaves. Okay, you can see here from this is a vein. Vein are green in color. By this, the space between two veins are turning to yellow. Is that correct? Okay, this is a specific symptom. Okay, if it is excess, all the leaves have brown spot and surrounded by a chlorotic circle on zone. If it is excess, definitely there will be a brown spot. Okay, then zinc deficiency. Okay, irregular intervenial yellowing of young leaves and reduce the leaf size. Okay, what's the function of Saturn? Are you hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Saturn. What's the function?
Activation of enzyme.
It's a major role, play a major role in these metabolic activities, enzyme activator, and this is involved in the synthesis of IAA. Okay, these are the things. These are the functions of Saturn. Okay, in the deficiency, irregular intervenal yellowing. Until now, use the word intervenal yellowing, but in here, irregular. Underline the word. Of younger leaves, reduce the leaf size. Okay, normally the deficiency symptoms occurred in second or third fully matured leaves. Okay, because it's an intermediate mobile nutrients, so the symptoms occurred in third and second leaves. Okay, are you clear why we are go for these second and third? It is an intermediate mobile nutrients. Okay, the important word is the second and third fully matured leaves. At the same time, irregular intervenial yellowing can be obtained. Here you can see in this picture, here one part is yellowing. Am I correct? This part.
Yes, ma'am.
Then it is the part between two yellowing, other color. Okay. So the irregular intervenial yellowing is from this Zaten. Okay. Then until that, can anyone summarize from the start one, from the starting slides, briefly? Can anyone? First of all, in these first slides, it's a deficiency or this is the deficiency?
First one.
First one, deficiency or toxicity?
Deficiency.
Efficiency.
This one,
Toxicity.
toxicity. Okay, if you are while you are seeing the pictures, you can easily identify what's the deficiency, what are the symptoms. Then you can, now you have, I think you are collapsed with all the symptoms. But if you are go through these notes frequently, you can identify, you can get the key points word, irregular, intervenial, and from the older leaves to younger leaves, like that. From the pictures, you can ensure what's the nutrient deficiency. Okay. First, anyone summarize? I will ask. Oh, any volunteers? Any volunteers? Okay, up to a certain level. Any volunteers? Hashini. 024. Are you there? (2020) AG 024. Absent. But he's in the Zoom, but not responding. We will put Purni.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you summarize?
Okay, ma'am.
Up to nutrient deficiency, up to nitrogen. Okay? Start. Others, try to listen. Okay, this is from your friend voice. You can easily identify. Just listen.
Plant nutrients are chemicals which are essential to the plant health. There are 16 essential elements. We can classify plant nutrients as macronutrients and micronutrients. There are two types in macronutrients. First one is primary macronutrients. Second one is secondary macronutrients. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are included in primary macronutrients. Calcium, magnesium, sulfur are included in secondary macronutrients. Though plant nutrition are absorbed to the plant as cations or anions. So carbon is used as carbon dioxide, oxygen O2, H2O, hydrogen H2O, nitrogen as ammonium or nitrate, potassium as potassium plus ion, phosphorus as H3PO4 minus 2, we can see nutrition deficiency in soil if the minimum nutrition required level is less in the soil. So, because of nutrition deficiency, nutrition in the soil are very low. Sufficient nutrition level in the soil, but not in readily soluble form. Deficiency symptoms we can see like yellowing, death, lesions, malformation, stunted growth.
Okay, thank you. After this, you are clear, no? Thank you. Then other one from here. Toxicity. Okay, definitely. What is toxicity? What is toxicity?
Excess of nutrient.
Excess of nutrients was in a above the certain level. What are the causes of toxicity?
Salinity, acidity, higher fertilizer
application. Then, what do you mean by highly mobile nutrients?
Move from older plant plants to younger plant plants.
Yeah, nutrients which are translocated from the older plants for the younger plants. Okay. Then, what is slowly mobile nutrients? The symptoms which the slowly mobile nutrients deficiency symptoms are occurred in the younger leaves or older leaves. First, you can see the symptoms.
Younger leaves.
But if it is highly mobilable, then you studied about nitrogen fixation. What are the microbes which are incorporated with this nitrogen fixation? Boys, boys. What are the bacteria which is related to the nitrogen fixation?
Nitrosomonas bacteria. Nitrobacteria.
Bacter. Okay. Soil. Okay, nitrification. Just you have to know these nitrosomonas nitrofactors and what are the function of nitrogen and deficiency symptoms. Okay. Then the toxicity. What's the sign of toxicity? Then how can you overcome in the deficiency condition? And phosphorus. What is the function of phosphorus? What are the major component of phosphorus? Then deficiency symptoms. Fertilizers related that are given phosphorus, potassium. What is the function of potassium and what are the deficiency symptoms? And we have to identify whether it's for the nitrogen or phosphorus. Then calcium deficiency, then magnesium, sulfur, iron deficiency symptoms, and you have to be consider about the words intervenial chlorosisis like that. You have to be incorporated these words while you are writing. Okay, sing. And then indicator of plant for nutrient deficiency. Certain plant exhibit nutrients, these deficiency symptoms of a certain nutrients in clear way than others. Okay, these are called as indicator plants. What do you mean by indicator plants?
They exhibit deficiency symptoms.
They exhibit deficiency symptoms very clearly. Okay, you can see these symptoms very clearly in these plants. Okay, nitrogen, you can see these. You have to know what do you mean by indicator plants and examples of indicator plants. For nitrogen, cereal, citrus, and for phosphorus, these maize and potassium, potato, like that. You have to know what are the main indicator plants. Okay. Here, this is the picture which is indicate deficiency. Okay, no problem. The students who message me, that's not problem. Okay. Then the picture you can see from the, if you having this picture, you can easily identify these symptoms, specific words, and which are the nutrient deficiency. Okay. In the case of discussion, okay, you have to write while you are writing the practical record. In the case of discussion, you have to be answer these three questions. Discuss the functions about other nutrients in the plant. Okay, already we discussed, what are the function of nutrients? Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, we discussed. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Other nutrients, you have to be list out the function. Okay. But 2 or 3 function is enough for one nutrient. And list out the fertilizers of these each nutrients deficiencies. Okay. For nitrogen, what are the fertilizers you can apply? For phosphorus, potassium. Then for the calcium, like that, what are the fertilizers? Or you can write how can you overcome these nutrient deficiencies. Okay. And also you can write what are the ways to reduce the toxicity. Okay. What are the ways to reduce the toxicity? That's the fourth question I will attach here while uploading the notes. Then, and that other questions, what are the non-mineral elements needed to the plant? What are the non-mineral elements?
Carbon, hydrogen,
Yeah. Okay. This is the newly from the research paper. I get this picture. This is the for this deficiency, these all the field are in a deficiency conditions of fertilizers are applied by the new method. Okay. Okay, now I would like to ask some questions. If you're answering these questions, I will stop the class. Okay. If your plant, I will tell some following symptoms. You have to tell what's the nutrient. Okay.
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 Yeah. Yellowing in all the leaves.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen. Nitrogen.
Yeah. Purple coloration.
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus.
Leaf margin turn to brown color.
Potassium.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Then irregular intervenial yellowing.
Zinc. Zinc.
Zinc.
Green. Good. Then dark green color leaves.
Nitrogen.
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 Efficiency or toxicity?
Toxicity.
Good. Curling of leaf tips.
Magnesium.
Magnesium.
Copper.
Copper. Here. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. New leaves turn to yellow in color. These newly emerged leaves change into yellow in color. What's the deficiency?
Sulfur.
Alpha. Okay. You have to be, if you are answering these questions, if you are, while I am telling the words, you are telling no, what's the nutrient deficiency? That's okay. Okay. Then we will see. If you are wish, I will see the pictures in the. What are the pictures that for the nutrient deficiency in our department? I will see in the next class. And in the discussion part, try to answer these 3 questions. Other than that, I told 1 question extra. Okay. Try to remember these questions and okay. From here we will stop. Okay, are you submitting these practical records? Students,
Yes.
are you submitting already or are you writing?
Writing, ma'am.
While you are writing,
Writing.
especially in my first lectures, in the meteorological instruments, don't copy the things what in the slides. Okay, I told now already. Don't copy the things what are in the slides. Just instruments and the function. If there is any extra points, how to maintain or what are the precaution methods. If it is any main point, just note it down. Okay, short form is enough. Don't copy paste because you have these slides with you. So no need to copy in other source. Okay, and also in other you have to be answer for the discussion questions and try to finish this practical record of 1 practical. If you are recording the practical 1, normally if you are handwriting now, you are written from your hand, don't type. Okay, then you can write a shortened form with a margin. Should be the A4 sheet. That your A4 sheet should be margin. Then you have to be put the title and the objective. Then procedures. If it is procedures and all the notes and don't copy paste others. At the same time, the discussion. We will give more marks to the discussion. Okay. You have to be answer all the questions which were given by ourselves in the discussion part, or if you are willing to choose more, you can get an additional point if you are writing the extra information related to the topic. Okay, and submit these 3 as made as a PDF, then submit. Already, I think Kanshan sir also explained this matter. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Try to follow and submit every 3rd practical. You have to be submit from first 1, 2, 3 as a 1 document, then 3, 4, 5, 6 as a 1 document. Okay. Okay. Next class we will see. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.